Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Charles. As you can see in the video title, this video is my brush lettering 101 / spilling my tea on the tips and tricks of basic brush calligraphy. Before we start today's video, let's see our supplies of writing brush lettering. First, I'll use a small brush pen. I think most people will use this size of brush pen in bullet journaling or writing greeting cards. So I chose my Pentel Touch sign pen. Then the next brush is a bigger and thicker brush pen. This is a Kuretake ZIG FUDEBIYORI Metallic brush pen. I hope I pronounced it right. It's black in color. Usually this type of brushes are softer and the words are bigger. So this is suitable for you to write big words like posters. The last two pens are not brush pens. I'll be sharing two types of pen you can do thick brush lettering or false lettering in a fancier term. The first one is my Crayola Super Tips watercolor pens. I think this is the most affordable stationery item among the whole journaling community. I remember I got 100 pens for around 100 Hong Kong dollars. The colors of the watercolor pens are great and the tips are slightly flexible, so actually you can do lettering on this pen as well. The final pen is just a regular fine liners. I'm using my Sakura Micron pen tip. Like you will see this fine liner in almost all of my bullet journal setup videos. Before showcasing how I write brush calligraphy, I want to share how you should hold your brush pens. So now I'm holding my pen in my normal handwriting gesture. I don't recommend you to hold like this because it's hard for you to control the pen and this will also damage the tip way faster. I do prefer holding my pen in a 45 degrees so this won't damage your pen and you can also have more control on your brush pen. And move your wrist while you're writing. This will give a smooth and bouncy feeling of your lettering. Don't move your whole arm. Let me make a disclaimer here. This is just my personal preferences. I do find out this gesture works the best for me. And if you find another more comfortable gesture, just go for it. It doesn't have the perfect answers. So in this video, I'll share 7 easy exercises and some tips of brush lettering. Actually, brush lettering is not that difficult. It doesn't require many skills. You just have to remember one particular skills and that is thin upstroke and thick downstrokes. It means that when your pen is going upwards, just relax your hand and don't give any pressure to your pen. Then you'll get a thin line. So the first step to write brush lettering is to practice thin upstroke. I think this should be the easiest exercise among the whole practice. After the thin upstroke, it's time to practice heavy downstrokes. To write the downstroke, just press harder to your brush. And now if you're holding your pen in 45-degree pose, you should be able to write a thick line easily. You can see the way I'm writing in a small and big brush pen is the same. The third exercise, personally, I think is the most challenging exercise. So if you can't do it, please don't feel bad. I've been there as well. So my third exercise is called the O exercise. You write some O's with your brush pen. The first stroke is heavy and when you're closing the circle, the upstroke should be thinner. This is indeed a hard exercise, so don't feel bad if you can't do this right now. Eventually, you will get there if you have enough practice. You can see that when I'm using my big brush, I also can't make a really thin upstroke, so believe me, it's okay. So my first tip of brush lettering is do not rush. You may see other artists or even my videos I was writing so fast. It's because I speeded up the footage, and I can tell you that my real life writing speed is not that fast. Right now in the screen I'm writing in original speed. You can see that it's not that fast. So when you're writing brush letters, keep it slow and keep it in your own pace. The next two exercises are similar. It's called the U exercise. In this exercise, we will simulate the words that you will go thin upstroke first and the words you go thick downstroke first. So that's why I have inverted U and U exercises. These two and the O exercise are great exercises for you to practice thin upstroke and thick downstroke at the same time. Again, don't be rushed. Keep it slow, you will get here eventually. Now, the last two exercises is actually making the U exercise longer. You write multiple U's and inverted U's in this exercise. I've mentioned this earlier. You should move your wrist to write your words. So this exercise can really train your wrist mobility. Because when you move your wrist, you will have a greater chance to write a smoother brush letters. When you are doing this exercise, you can try it slowly, or when you are confident enough, you can try to write it faster. And the last exercise is to practice simple words. You can find some short and easy words or phrases to practice your lettering. Here I used hello as an example. So here I have the second tip of writing brush letters. If you don't know how to link the letters together or do some flourishing, you can try to draft it at first. You can see that I wrote the words in my normal handwriting forms, and then you can try to connect the end side of each alphabet to other alphabets. Don't be afraid if your draft looks unnatural because it's unnatural. And then you can try to make the draft as the reference and write your brush calligraphy. The next part of this video is to share how you can write brush lettering without a brush pen. Basically, this is a small false lettering tutorial. The first pen I'm using is the Crayola Super Tips. You can also do the thin upstroke and the thick downstroke with this watercolor pen because the tips are slightly flexible. But the downside of this pen is you cannot make a really thin line because of the tip. The tip will shift to the other side if you press harder. So that's why you see me keep rotating the pen because I was finding the thinner side. But overall, the experience of using this pen is similar to use a real brush pen. So if you don't have a brush pen, this would be a great alternative. And the next false lettering is to use my fine letters, or you can use your regular ballpoint pens if you want to. The first step is to outline the words, and then you thicken the downstroke to simulate the different thickness of a brush pen. Though it must not be as the same as the real brush pen, but I think the result is really similar. The only drawbacks of this is just it is time consuming. But hey, this method can apply on literally any pens, so you don't have to buy fancy equipment or expensive brush pens. And here is my brush lettering 101 video. I hope you guys like it and find my practice and tips useful. Thank you everyone who watched it to the end, and now it's time to give you my final tips on writing a good brush lettering. And that is have fun and practice. I know, we all want quick result in a short amount of time. But let's face the reality. There are no any shortcuts. Trust me, if you do all of the exercises I've shared to you and practice your lettering skills, I promise you will make a huge progress. Here is my very first bullet journal in 2018. You can see that my brush lettering was terrible. You can barely see the thin upstroke and thick downstroke, and my lettering is shaky. And it's totally not perfect. So the point is to practice more and have fun while on your lettering journey. I've been writing brush lettering for 4 years. If I don't have any passion on brush lettering, maybe today I won't even sit down here and make this video to you. So practice makes perfect, and it's worth it. I'll see you in the next video. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to follow my socials. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!